Hello everyone, welcome back. This is video number 2, and in this video I will be talking on the rest of the presidents of USA from 24 to 46. So the 24th president of USA was Grover Cleveland, and he ruled the country from 1893 to 1897, and he was a Democrat. And he also served as the 22nd president of USA, and before he was a liar too. William McKinley was the 25th president of USA, and he ruled the country from 1897 to 1901. And he was a Republican, he was a liar, and the victory of Spanish-American War took place during his regime, and he promoted American industry, and later on he was assassinated as well. The 26th president of USA was Theodore Roosevelt, and he ruled the country from 1901 to 1909, and he was a Republican, and he was a writer, a historian as well. And the 27th president of USA is William Howard Taft, and he ruled USA from 1909 to 1913. He was a Republican, and he was the 10th Chief Justice of the United States, and before he was a liar too. Woodrow Wilson was the 28th president of USA, and he ruled the country from 1913 to 1921. So he remained twice as the president of USA, and he led the American in World War One, and he also created a League of Nations. Warren G. Harding was the 29th president of USA, and he ruled the country from 1921 to 1923, and he was a Republican as well, and he died after 2 years of taking charge as the president due to heart attack. And Calvin Coolidge was the 30th president of USA, and he ruled USA from 1923 to 1929, and he was a Republican, a liar, and also served as the governor of Massachusetts. The next president of USA, which is the 31st, is Herbert Hoover, and he ruled USA from 1929 to 1933. He was a Republican, a businessman, an engineer, and he signed the Agriculture Marketing Act of 1929. The next president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, was the 32nd president of USA, and he ruled USA from 1933 to 1945 for a longest period. He was Democrat, and before he was a liar too, and he won record 4 presidential elections, and third and fourth term dominated by World War II. The 33rd president of USA was Harry S. Truman, and he ruled USA from 1945 to 1953. He remained twice as the president of USA. He was Democrat and implemented Marshall Plan to rebuild the economy of Western Europe. And it was his regime during which World War II ended, and he was also famous for dropping bombs on Japan and 2 places, 2 cities in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Dwight D. Eisenhower was the 34th president of USA, and he ruled the country from 1953 to 1961, and he remained twice as the president of the United States of America, and he was from a Republican Party, and he was a soldier as well, and he faced Great Depression during his regime. John F. Kennedy was the 35th president of USA, and he ruled USA from 1961 to 1963 for 2 years. And he was Democrat, and in 1963 he was assassinated. And one of the famous quotes of John F. Kennedy was, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." A famous quote. Lyndon B. Johnson was the 36th president of USA, and he ruled USA from 1963 to 1969. He was a Democrat as well. And he also served as the Senate leader before, and he was also impeached for violating the Tenure of Office Act. And his vision was a great society for the American people. The 37th president of USA was Richard Nixon. He ruled the USA from 1969 to 1974, and he was Republican. He was a liar. Vietnam War took place during his regime. He also faced Watergate scandal, and he passed Bank Secrecy Act, and he also passed National Environmental Policy Act. The 38th president of USA was Gerald R. Ford, and he ruled the country from 1974 to 1977. He was Republican, a liar, and he played a vital role in the Vietnam War, and he also passed the Executive Order 11905, famous order. James R. Carter was the 39th president of USA, and he ruled USA from 1977 to 1981. He was Democrat and philanthropist. Also served as the 76th governor of Georgia and established the Department of Energy and the Department of Education. These were two big achievements of this president. The 40th president of USA was Ronald Reagan, and he ruled USA from 1981 to 1989, and he was from Republican Party, and he was a Hollywood actor and star, and he also served as the 33rd governor of California, and he was a great orator and a great communicator as well. The 41st president of USA was George Herbert Walker Bush, and he ruled the country from 1989 to 1993. And he was from Republican Party, and he was a famous businessman as well. William Jefferson Clinton was the 42nd president of USA, and he ruled USA from 1993 to 2001. And he was Democrat, a liar, and also served as governor of Arkansas, and he was impeached as well. George W. Bush, he ruled America from 2001 to 2009. He was from Republican Party and also served as the 46th governor of Texas. And the 9/11 incident took place during his regime when Twin Tower and Pentagon and World Trade Center were attacked. The 44th president of USA was Barack Hussein Obama, and he ruled the country from 2009 to 2017, and he was Democrat, a liar, and the first American elected president, African American elected a black president, and he passed Affordable Care Act, Iran War, Iraq War, Iran War. All these wars took place during his regime. Donald Trump was is still the 45th president of USA, and he ruled the country from 2017 to 2021. On January, Joe Biden will take oath as the new and the 46th president of USA. And Donald J. Trump is from Republican Party and established the Space Force, and the first president who did this job, and he announced the COVID-19 healthcare, and he is also famous for a famous Afghan peace deal with Taliban, and his slogan is America First. The last and the 46th president of USA will be Joe Biden, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., and he will rule from 2021 to 2025. He is Democrat, and he will take oath as the 46th president of USA. Thank you very much.